Okay, welcome everybody. My name's Nick Webster. I'm the head teacher here at Westleigh Infants, and thank you for showing interest in our lovely school. So things are obviously quite different at the moment. Normally we would be very happy to welcome you into our school to give you a tour and show you what we do. Unfortunately, during these strange times we can't do that at the moment, but we're still really keen to give you a taste of what we do virtually, which is obviously why we're doing this this video now. So I'll give you a little bit of information about our school, what we do and how we do it, and then we'll have a little look around the site and hopefully be able to give you as much information as we can. If at any point you'd like to learn more or you'd like to find out more about what we do following this video, then please get in touch with the school office and we're more than happy to talk you through any questions or queries that you may have. So the core of what we do is based around something called learning without limits. So that's an ethos that we established over the last 4 or 5 years, which is really based around giving the children as much ownership over their learning as possible. We feel passionately about the children developing their independence from an early age. So when they come in reception, the reception curriculum is very much based around the children learning through their own choices, through their own decisions, and they facilitate a lot of their own learning through play. But we've taken that on and we've developed that so that becomes a theme throughout the whole of our school. So obviously we're federated with Backwell Junior School and I'm the head teacher across both of the schools. So Learning Without Limits is something that we've established across both sites. So when the children move out of reception and into Key Stage 1, we give them a lot of choice over their learning. They will get to choose the level of challenge that they access, and that carries on right the way through to Year 6. And you might say to yourself, you might think, well, surely the children will just choose the easy option. Well, they genuinely don't do that. The children are very good and very adept at choosing a challenge that's appropriate for them, and we obviously through lots of discussion we help them to do that. So that's something that that has really established itself really well in our school. And it gives the children a lot of additional motivation towards their learning as well. So it starts in reception and it moves all the way through to Year 6 when the children obviously then move on to secondary school. So we have some very well established values across our federation, and those underpin everything that we do. So we focus on a value each term. Our current value is all about respect. And obviously our assemblies and lots of the themes and the learning in class will focus very much on those values. We also have a very clear direction through our English planning, which is based on the power of reading. So that's a very high quality set of texts that are used, and that starts in reception and moves its way right the way through again up to Year 6 at the junior school. And it's all about using those texts to facilitate quality writing. So obviously when the children start with us in reception, we're just developing their writing, so either through mark making in sand or water, and we do a lot of that using our outside provision, which I'll show you in a few minutes. But as the children move through the school, we use those texts to really develop the children's writing, so they're writing in response to those texts or in role as a character. And once again, we've found that that really has increased the children's motivation. So we have daily phonics sessions, we have daily English and writing sessions, we have daily maths sessions. Those are usually in the morning, and then obviously the rest of the curriculum we tend to focus on as much as we can in the afternoon. But enriching the curriculum and really developing the children's passion for specific areas of the curriculum is again at the heart of what we do. So we have topics, we have wow days where the children will dress up in character or in role to really get them engaged in their topic. And again, as well as the power of reading, we get the children to write linked to their topic as often as possible. So high quality writing, high quality expectations in maths and across the curriculum are again a real focus for us. And we're very proud of the results that we have at the end of Key Stage 1 and at the end of Key Stage 2, which have been very, very positive over recent years. And we're very keen that all the children are stretched and challenged as much as we can, and also as much as they can. So that level of independence that I've talked about is something that's really important. So we want the children to aspire to challenge themselves as much as possible. So that's probably enough for the moment. So we'll stop there, and I'll start outside, and we'll have a little look around the site. Okay. So this is our school hall, and obviously we use this in normal circumstances for school assemblies. At the moment we can't have the whole school in the hall at one time, so we are running year group assemblies. We also have PE lessons in here as well. We have an external PE provider called Premier Sport, so their professional coaches come in and they teach half of our PE curriculum. They also run some after school activity clubs as well, so those run a couple of days a week. And on a Friday we have a gymnastics club as well, which runs in the hall. Obviously we have lunches as well, so all infant children are entitled to free school meals. So again, on rotation, each year group comes into the hall to eat their hot dinners. But if you prefer your child to have a pat lunch, that's obviously absolutely fine as well. So it's a ubiquitous space, it's used for lots of different things. It's a busy place obviously at lunchtime. But it's a space that we value a lot. We have year group displays in here as well, and it also displays our house system. So all of the children are put into house groups, and we award house points and do various activities, and we enrich the curriculum through enrichment mornings, and we put the children into their house groups to do that. So this is our library area, or the LRC as we call it. So it's obviously used as a library for the children to come and research various things linked to their topic or anything they're learning in class. It's also one of those additional spaces that we use for interventions. So we have additional support in each class. So we have full-time teaching assistant support in reception. In Key Stage 1, the support is there in the morning. So any children or individuals who maybe need specific support for maths or for English or linked to their phonics, we will either offer that in class or we'll offer it outside of the classroom in a space like this, so they'll get a very specific and targeted level of support depending on where that may be needed. So it's used for those levels of intervention. It's also used for some of our computing, so we have iPads and laptops as well. So it's again, it's a ubiquitous space that's used in addition to what's happening in the classroom. So welcome to Badger class. It's one of our 2 reception classes, and you can see a range of activities for the children that they can access throughout the day. And as I've already referenced, the children get an awful lot of opportunity for self-selection. They do an awful lot of self-initiated learning and a lot of learning through play. Alongside that, they do a lot of directed learning as well, with either the teaching assistant, who is full-time in the class, or the class teacher. So both classes access the outdoor space, which you'll see later on in this video. And it's a lovely area for the children. They spend some time on the carpet, they spend different times accessing the learning either at the tables or at the various areas around the classroom. And we also try to get the children to mix as far as possible as well across the year group, so they get opportunities to learn outside and to play outside together, so they get to socialise as a larger group. So welcome to Squirrel class. As you can see, very similar in size and layout to the Badgers. Again, the children have lots of opportunities to access a real range of resources. They also focus on a specific topic each term. So the current topic that they're learning about is their senses. So all of the different aspects linked to the senses, and if the children have got a particular interest or something from home that links to that topic, then we encourage them to bring that in, and that will then form part of the curriculum and the learning that the children will focus on. So our 2 class teachers, Miss Brown and Mrs Allen and Miss Harford, have created some further videos which just show you the classroom set up and ready for the children and for their learning. So those are also on the website, so please take a look at those. They'll hopefully give you a good idea of what we do and how we do it. And so this is the main corridor in the school, and this is the serving hatch for where the children will have their lunch. So again, we're trying to develop the children's levels of independence from an early age. We have lunchtime supervisors who will help the children at lunchtime and look after them. We're obviously looking for the children to become as independent as possible, as quickly as possible. So having hot dinners, serving themselves or being served at the hatch, taking that into the hall is a key thing that we're looking to develop. And again, as we move down the corridor, different spaces for the children to use for different interventions. We have a cooking area, so the children can access cooking as part of the curriculum. And as I said earlier, enriching the curriculum outside of the classroom is something that we feel really passionate about. So we have specific focus weeks, where we have an arts week or a sports week, where we'll really focus on those areas and give the children as many experiences as we can linked to those curriculum areas. So we'll head down towards the reception classrooms, past some displays of the children's work, and then we'll have a little look outside.
So if we do 6.
So this is the outside space for the reception classroom. So we have 2 classes, maximum of 30 in reception, and then that obviously carries on as the children move into Key Stage 1. And the outside space is an integral part of the reception curriculum. So we give the children as much access to this outside space as we can. As I mentioned earlier, lots of the mark making and the writing opportunities that we want the children to access, those are done outside. So we have the use of chalk, the use of water, the use of paint, the use of sand, just to get the children used to making their initial letters, perhaps starting to write some words as well. And so they can do it in a fun and a non-threatening way. But it's also a lovely space that they can use for just learning to cooperate, to socialise and to play outside. So this is a specific area just for reception. The Key Stage 1 children have their own playground. And we give the children access to it during curriculum time and choosing time, which is what we call it, and it's also where they have their outdoor time when it's playtime and lunchtime. So there's lots of different activities out here. We have the pirate ship, which the children love. We have our mud kitchen, which the children absolutely love. And we have a mud day where the children will come in and get absolutely covered in mud and have a fantastic time learning about what they can do with mud and getting thoroughly covered in it, which is all good fun. And it's a lovely outside space, as I said, secure for the children and separate from some of the older children. But as they move through the year in reception, after Easter time, we then start to integrate them more onto the Key Stage 1 playground so that they get used to some of the older children in anticipation of moving up into year 1. Okay, so this is our outside space for Key Stage 1. So as I said earlier, it's a separate area from reception. So when the children move into year 1, this is their playground. And again, we try to use it not just for playtimes and lunchtimes, but we try to get the children out here throughout the curriculum really. So if it's an opportunity to come and use our outside classroom for reading or for some artwork, and obviously for PE lessons, we want to use this space as much as we can. So we have a very keen gardener as a member of the school team, so as you can see, lots of lovely things that are growing. We get the children involved in that as well. And the children are on a rota basis. They use the adventure playground as well, and there's the caged area which is used for football and things. So obviously at the moment it's a slightly different scenario. Each year group comes and uses the playground at a separate time, but hopefully as and when we move back to a level of normality, at that point then we have the whole of the Key Stage out playing together. So it's a lovely opportunity for the children to socialise and get used to being in a different environment together. The building just around the corner, which we can have a look at, that's Meadowside Preschool, which some of you may be familiar with. So it's a separate entity to our school, but we obviously link very closely with them, linking to transition into reception. And the children in Meadowside use the playground at separate times to the children at Westleigh. We also have a small field which we use in the summertime, and that's used for obviously sports day, and we also use it during playtimes and for some of the after school clubs that I mentioned. And talking about after school clubs, so our wraparound care, there's a breakfast club, so that is actually run from Meadowside from 7:30 in the morning, and our after school wraparound care, that starts straight after school at 3:05, and in the school hall that we were in earlier, that's run in there, and that runs until 6 o'clock. So there is wraparound provision if you require that from 7:30 in the morning until 6 o'clock in the evening. Well, thank you all very much for watching. I hope this has given you a taste of our lovely school. We're very proud of what we do here. We are very happy, very engaged children, and as I've said several times, but I'll say it again, the key to that is the way that we engage them. So by motivating and engaging the children, challenging them at the right level, giving them the right level of support, and motivating them through a really exciting curriculum that enables us to really develop the children's motivation, to develop their excitement towards their learning, and we're incredibly proud of the results that we achieve as a result of that. So, as I said earlier, I hope that's given you a taste of what we do. If you've got any other questions or anything else that you'd like to find out, please give us a call. We'd be absolutely delighted to chat things through with you, and we look forward to hopefully seeing you in the future. Thank you very much.